This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
This is Discourse with Dr. Ken. Today we are going to discuss a fantastic topic, and that topic is the female mechanic. This is a rising phenomenon that I thought I should bring and bring to the table for discussion, so that the girl child there, the young person out there thinking about a career, thinking about impossibilities, would know that impossible does not exist in today's world. And I have a very, very resourceful guest with me today, Joy Obi Amuche.
This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
As usual with the Discourse, I'll give the profile, very short one, of Joy Obi Amuche. Joy Obi Amuche is a graduate of mechanical engineering and founder CEO of LadyBenz Auto Mechanic. Joy Amuche has over 18 years experience in mechanics and has participated in several technical training and workshop in electrical and mechanical engineering, both in Nigeria and Europe, including Germany and Georgia. Joy Obi Amuche is known to be the first female Mercedes-Benz certified specialist in Nigeria. Joy has received several awards both within and outside Nigeria. She's also Vice President Association of African Women Auto. And just like we have chartered accountants and we have people chartered in marketing and in medicine, Joy is chartered because she has her current. Joy, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you good? Because it was a special invitation, and I'm happy you took that invitation at a very short notice. Are you happy to be with us and share experiences
Yes,
today?
it's my pleasure.
Fantastic. So, Joy, how did the story start? Female mechanic. How did you stumble onto that? Was it an accident or is it design?
Why is it desire? Because it all started when I was 12 years old. As a small girl that was helping her elder sister in a mechanic village, where they have a lot of mechanics around there. So I see these mechanics, the way they dismantle vehicles.
Okay.
Within a couple of time, you see them, they couple them back. I see them like magicians. Then I said, no, I think I need to key in. And that was how I keep watching them. So sometimes I will go and meet them, ask them questions. In fact, before I knew, I see myself fixing vehicles with them. But what happened then was my elder sister, having that idea, having that mindset of mechanic is just for male child, not for a girl child. So each time I go to mechanic workshop to fix those cars with the mechanics, she will flog me. Each time I go, she will flog me because by the time I'm back, you see all my body is dirty. So in fact, one day I went on a hunger strike because she didn't allow me to go there. And that was how I started. People would tell her, leave this girl, maybe this could be her destiny. And that's how I continued. After my secondary education, I decided to study mechanical engineering. Automobile, to be precise, as an option. And after then, I work in several companies, both in Abuja and in Lagos. And finally, I found myself in Mercedes-Benz, Nigeria, as the only female engineer. I worked with them for 18 good years.
18 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Before I set up my own workshop, 2016.
Today's topic has different dimensions, and talking about dimensions, if it was a noun, it's height, weight, length, depth, and breadth. But of course, if it was a verb, it's just form or shape. So today's conversation has all those dynamics. So, but growing up, Joy, let's break it into categories. Teenager, young adult, and full adult. What did you feel along these lines when you were young? Because I heard about the beginning of your life. Then when you became young adult and when you became full adult, what point within this trajectory did you decide that it was mechanics you are going to do?
Okay, like I said earlier, I think at the age of 12, but before then, I was born in a family of 6, and my father died at the age of 2.
Oh, just 2?
Yes, 2. And my mother, she was not educated, so we need to hawk, sell things to make ends meet. So, and when my sister now find herself in that mechanic village where she sell food, so I pick interest on the mechanic repairs. And that was when I decided to fix cars. Though, when I finished secondary school education, because there was no money for me to further my education, so what I did was to sell in to work in a business center. At some point, I have to learn how to barb hair.
Really?
Yes, I have to learn how to barb hair because there my salary was like 200 naira. But I entered transport going and coming, but I'll be left maybe like 15 naira. So I needed to learn how to barb hair in that same business center to add up, so I can save money to go back to go to school
and get extra income.
You know, and that was what I was doing. After a while, there was a day a man came into the place to rent a film because they rent film too there. So I gave him film to normally give select films for him. There was a day he came again and barb his hair. Then one day again he came, his car has problem. I needed to fix his car. The car couldn't start. I said, sir, please, can I help you? And I said, I don't understand. This guy is small girl.
Yes.
Help me in what way? I said, I can help you. I noticed that the car battery has corrosion on it.
Okay.
What I did, because I have a small bag I usually carry, inside that my bag is tools, spanner, 10 spanner, screwdriver, and all of that.
Yes.
So I brought out that small bag. The man was looking at me as if he was watching a film, actually. So when I helped him to clean up the battery head, clean it up, sandpaper it, put it back, and I started the car. The man was like, wow, who are you? When you give me film, fantastic. When you barb my head, you barb more than satisfactory. Then I now told him, sir, he said, what are you doing here? I said, I want to raise funds to go to school. He said, what do you want to study in school? I said, mechanical engineering. That was how this man helped me, got a form for me. That is after 2 weeks, because the man disappeared. I was wondering. So when he came back, the man is a pastor in one of these churches there, Equal Church in those days. So that was why he got a form for me. And I went to school, to the school. He said, when I go, ask of so person in academic affair office. So when I go, the man was like, mean you want to study mechanical engineering? I said, yes. Can you carry spanner? I said, oh God, do you have a car? I can fix it for you. It was sure. And that was how I got
the journey started.
Yes, that was how the journey started.
This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
Joy, how do women look up? I mean, who do women really look up to when they are growing up? What does role model mean to a woman? Because you being the first female Mercedes-Benz mechanic, I'm sure a lot of people look up to you, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Like, it's just like my daughter, who is the only daughter I have.
Okay.
When she wants to go to university, she say, Mommy, I want to study mechanical engineering. I say, why? Go and study medicine. She say, no, Mommy, you are my role model. I want to be like you. And today she's a graduate of mechanical engineering. And she fixes car in the workshop.
She does?
Yes, she does fix car.
She works in your workshop?
She works in my workshop.
Okay.
You understand? So I will have a lot of women to like in my workshop. I have other girls too that I train. I train them free of charge because that's my way of giving back to the society.
Okay.
I've been looking back for where I'm coming from a poor home, poor background. So I decided to give back to the society by training females who are ready to acquire these skills. So I have a lot of girls too. When they look at it, they say, LadyBenz, I want to be like you, because they see the things I do. It's not just the job alone. They see how passionate I am in the business.
So do you have a selection process, defined selection process? Or is it anybody that just walks into the workshop becomes a trainee of yours?
And actually, your educational background doesn't really matter to me. Whether you study, whether you're a science student or not, what matters is, are you interested in the job? Are you passionate about the job? And I will train you. I'll start from basic. You know what they say? Start from the basic, as if you are starting from kindergarten. So I'll take it bit by bit. So regardless of your educational background, but you must be 18 years before I can take you into the workshop as a training.
So have you felt any pressure? Because in the different cultures and regions, the perception of women's role can vary, especially in Nigeria. I'm sure you can provide an overview of various roles and aspects that make up this dimension. But in terms of culture, how have you coped with it? Because how do women of your category navigate these diverse cultural expectations? Because in our culture, we are not quite expected to take the route you have taken. So how are people relating with it? It's from the beginning, at the middle of it, and now. What has been your experience?
Something. Sometimes I remember those days I used to wear overall. Wherever I'm going, once my break time, when I work with Mercedes-Benz, you see me with my overall. When some people say, mechanic. Some will even call you fuel attendant. They can call you anything because they will see me in overall.
Yes.
But I'm not shy.
Yeah.
But some people will call me close. Are you a mechanic? I'll say yes. You mean you're a mechanic? Would you like to fix my car? And I tell you something. Some people, like when I was working with Mercedes-Benz place, they would prefer me to work on their car.
Why?
They say,
is it trust?
Yes, they say women are more
dedicated, committed, trustworthy.
Yes, everything, honesty. And you know the way we handle cars like babies, just the way we handle our children.
Tell me more about that. You handle cars like babies.
Yes,
just like you handle kids.
Yes, that's what handle kids.
Tell me more about that.
We go into detailing. We take our time, study the vehicle, diagnose the vehicle, know what are the problems, what are the things that could cause all this problem. Then we fix them. We don't just do randomly or do guesswork. But you all like some other people, like the men now, they want to always do sharp. Yeah. But women take their time to do most things.
Yeah, so would if a male mechanic listening out there agree with you that trust is more with the women than men?
Of course.
Because whether we agree or not, there's a lot of trust issues around this, your profession, isn't it?
Yeah, very
mechanics.
true.
Why is it so?
Yeah, because, you know, we women, like I said, we are mothers. Anywhere we go, we behave like one. We try to put people in our own shoe. You know, they say, walk a while in one's shoe. Yes. You understand? So, we women, we consider your pockets. Do you understand?
Okay, you're compassionate.
We are very, very compassionate.
but again, there's still a lot of trust issues around this profession. Why do people generally think mechanics are not trustworthy, especially in the Nigerian context?
Sometimes.
Do you agree with that first and foremost? Mechanics are generally not trustworthy.
Yes, I agree. But I think that narrative has changed.
Okay.
Because what happened is that actually why people don't trust mechanics is because some people, they don't go into details and they don't carry the customers along. Once you go into details, do a proper diagnosis and communicate with the customer. The customer will not look at you as a cheat.
Okay.
Do you understand me? So you give the customer different options of what to fix on the car in terms of pricing. So the customer will make his choice. Okay.
So because it's a challenge that that profession needs to clear.
This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
So, were you born in Niger State?
No, I wasn't born, but I started staying with my sister at the age of 2 when I lost my dad. So she was living in Bida then.
Okay, so you went with her to Bida.
My primary school in Bida, secondary school in Bida, and Federal Polytechnic in Bida.
So you're from Niger State, you know, that's what it is.
Why speak their language anyway?
Yes. Fantastic. I have another message here, in fact a question. It said, Dr. Ken, thank you for inviting Engineer Joy to the studio today. Could you please ask her what has been her greatest challenge as a female mechanic? And this is from Toneski in Lagos Island.
One of the biggest challenges is sometimes the men wants to bully us.
Okay, what do you mean by bully?
They want to intimidate us.
Okay, does it just stop at bullying or something more?
They want to intimidate us. No, sometimes because you're a female mechanic.
Okay.
They want to intimidate you in some cases.
Run over you, you know.
Yes.
Take you for granted.
Take you for granted. You understand? But me, I don't used to agree.
So how do you push back on that?
I push back.
Forcefully or diplomatically?
Diplomatically.
So how did you learn that and how are you applying that?
The truth is this. I don't like bullying at the first place.
Okay.
Because why you cannot bully me is this. From the onset, if I want to fix your car, first I'll open a job card for you. I take inventory of your car. I communicate with you. So when you want to bully me, I will send you back to the emails and SMS and WhatsApp messages I've sent to you. Okay. Oh God, did you not approve this? Do you understand? So you will not have what to say again. But supposing I did not carry him along, he will bully me too. Even sometimes they will not want to pay money.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but you're able to do this because you're educated. I mean, you're an engineer, you're even certified current member. Yes. But what of mechanics who are not educated? How do they go about it? Do they need a structure to be able to maximize and these potentials or in fact the talent they have? What role does education have? You're able to do this because you're educated?
Yes, because in as much as I'm an engineer, I also have other certifications.
Okay.
And that you learn how to manage human being.
Okay.
You learn how to manage your business. You learn how to manage your customers.
Okay.
So I have all those certifications, and that's where I've been able to skate through. You understand? Then I can read and write. I can decode. You understand? So like if I'm working on your car now, once I run diagnosis, I am sending you the diagnostic report, whether you are there or not. I am snapping picture of what I know sits on your car. And I will ask you question, should I go ahead? You understand? And that's why sometimes when I go to speak to, if I have opportunity to, sometimes they do invite me as guest speaker in this automobile maybe program.
Workshops and conferences.
Yes, I usually tell them that you need to be more detailed. And you need to also, education matters a lot in our business. You need to be more exposed. You need to have confidence. You need to be bold. If you have all these things, you won't be having problem with your customers. And again, you need to be transparent. If you are changing one spare part,
most important. That's why I brought the issue of trust. Yeah.
Tell the customer, I am changing this. Not that you tell the customer I'm changing this, at the end of the day you will not change it. Or I want to use original spare part, at the end of the day you are using China for the person. What if the person gamble into another mechanic and the person discovered that you cheated him? Definitely that trust will no longer be there. So and that's more reason we should be more transparent in the business, more honest, and you will not have problem at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Yes.
So that's very good. So that's why I talked about culture, as much as possible. But like Joy, Obi, women, many of them, in fact, juggle multiple roles. And of course, I spoke with you before we started the program. You have your daughter, you have your son, you have other family responsibilities. But how do women, especially in your own case, are able to effectively balance career, family, and personal aspirations without compromising on your own well-being? How you've been able to manage all that?
Everything is about planning.
Okay.
Because like I said at the age of 12. So it's while I'm still in this business, I got married. I have 4 kids. 3 boys. Yes, I have 4 kids. 3 boys and a girl.
Okay.
2 of my children, they are into the business also. So the second, that is the
one in the studio.
You're in the studio studying mechatronics engineering.
Okay.
Also, so it's always in the workshop. So what I do, I try not to allow my business to interfere with my family.
Okay.
Because I plan. In fact, I used to go to work while during my pregnancy years. I will go to work like today, I'll put to bed tomorrow. So it is when you don't plan that you allow those things to interfere. Because sometimes you may start having problem with the home. You won't be able to take care of your children. You will, no matter how busy I am, I still go through my children's homework.
Okay.
My children will tell you that even in their school, they know me very well. I know when my child is not doing well. I know when the child is doing well because I don't allow my job to interfere with my family.
That's great. That's the will balancing that comes to it.
Yes, will balance. You have to balance both.
Yes.
You have problem. You're busy working and your family is going astray. You will not know what is happening to your children.
Okay.
So it was very tough, especially when they were small.
Yes.
But then I have to do that sacrifice.
If it is not painful, it's not going to be gainful, isn't it? So it's tough, and then we can see the results today.
This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
Are you truly the first female Mercedes-Benz female specialist mechanic in Nigeria?
Yes, I am.
And that is verifiable, isn't it?
Yes, you can verify.
Fantastic. So, go ahead, Joy.
I haven't worked with Mercedes-Benz Nigeria for 18 years as the only female engineer.
Okay, that's very good. That's brilliant. Now, I have a lot of medical doctors as friends, and they tell me that what matters really in medicine, not that the medicine itself or cure does not matter, but patients seem to appreciate the doctor that cares more than the one that even understands the science of medicine. So, and you touched on that a bit, talking about the relationship between a baby and that of a car. So cars like to be treated like baby. They like love and care, isn't it?
Yes.
So what the car is like a human being, therefore. isn't it? He
Yes,
has
it
a
is.
heart, he has his own kidney,
He has
his
head,
own lungs,
he has
his
brain.
brain power. Can you talk me through this? And why do people take it for granted? Because if there are issues, you see it on the dashboard. Why do people ignore it? Those are signals, isn't it?
Yes, there are signals. Like what I usually tell my customer is, you need to study the car you drive. Know your car. And there's one program I used to do. They say, do it yourself.
Yeah.
There's something you need to look at in a car. Like a car, you have what's the roadside we say brain box. We call it the ECU, engine control unit.
Is that the brain?
That is the brain.
Just like the human brain?
Yeah, that is the brain box of the vehicle.
Okay.
Then you have the engine, which is like the intestine, everything that is in the body. You understand? That is the engine that pilots the body. You understand? Then you have the legs. On the legs, you have suspensions. You have the tire, you have the shock absorber, you have the arm, you have stabilizer link. It has a lot of them. So it is important for an end user, a driver, to, whenever you discover anything, especially those signals on the dashboard, don't take it for granted. Try to know what does that indication means. Then you need to visit your mechanic, because sometimes what people do, they will just ignore it. So long as once they kickstart the car and it's going. And that is it. And then sometimes you see their car breaking down, because most of these things on the car, they give signs.
Is it true that female drivers are more guilty of this than the men car owners? What you just said, ignoring those signs, For women, they just kick it. I can see the producer is shaking her head. They kick the car, once it goes, until it breaks down. Is it true? Or we're just labeling them?
We're just labeling them. Probably because most women, is their husband that fix their cars.
Okay, the husband should come and look at the dashboard.
But now, the female should always look at their cars.
Okay.
You understand? Whenever you notice any noise, call your mechanic.
So it's like temperature, body like a man.
Yeah, yes, and whenever
so you know what to do.
Yes, when you are driving, because that's why you see some cars, they will be doing overheating on the road. You're supposed to be watching your dashboard while you drive. Know when the temperature is rising. And when it's rising, you have to stop the vehicle and check why is the car overheating.
So why do temperature? I know it's Mercedes you specialize in, but
yes,
the mechanics of car are generally generic. Why do cars overheat?
There's a lot of things that can make a car to overheat.
Can you please explain it?
Yes, one, if your fan is not working well.
Because it's like a human being, you have high BP, isn't it?
Yes.
For me, that's overheating, isn't it?
Yes, you have. If your engine fan is not working well,
okay,
it can overheat. If there's water leakage anywhere in the around the cooling system, the car can overheat. If your radiator is leaking, that's water leakage. Your thermostat, just name it, the water pump, the water hoses, the coolant pipes, if they are leaking, the car can also overheat. There's a lot of things, and that's why the thing can't just start overheating. There must be a sign.
There must be a sign.
Yes.
And those signs, we have to take them seriously.
Yes,
so that, because they say stitching in time saves 9, isn't it?
Of
so
course.
if you don't stitch it when you just see one, then it goes all the way. Now, back to career joy. Do you believe that even as much as we want gender equality, there are some jobs that are better suited for men, not women? If yes, is mechanics one of them?
No, I don't think there's any job. To me, it was then. No, I don't think there's any job.
So that's old school.
It's old school, that is designated for men alone.
But we still have preponderance of male in the mechanics.
Yeah, because
space.
some women, they don't believe here that they can actually be a mechanic and still be woman you are. As a mechanic, doesn't take woman you are from you. And in fact, the few of them that are coming to automobile industry, they have come to know that auto mechanic is a very creative business. It's just like food stuff. Whether there's money or not, you must eat. And every one of us that have come here today, I'm sure you came with a car, with transport.
Either you are driving or somebody drove you.
So at the end of the day, who fixes? It's not technician. So long as automobile remain means of transportation in the world, mechanics will never go hungry. Because at all, you must get money every day. Yes.
You have daily income at least.
You have daily income, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, T is saying here that thank you for bringing joy. It's inspiring to hear her. And by the way, my daughter wants to be a mechanical engineer. I wish you could have some internship with Joy Amuche. I'm sure you organize such programs, internship for people like.
Yes, I have.
This one is 16 years though. Too young?
Maybe after school she can come.
Okay.
Yes, there is a program I used to do after school, like during holiday.
Okay.
So,
Okay. When you mean after school, like when they are on break?
Yes,
Okay.
on break they can come, have an idea.
Okay.
Because normally it's supposed to be from at the age of
Like
18.
an attachment, isn't it,
Yes.
during holidays?
So she can come for internship. Once you're a girl, it's free of charge. You don't need to pay.
Once you're a girl,
It's free of
is that not discrimination?
It's not discrimination. I want to encourage the women out there.
You don't want to encourage the young boys?
I'm encouraging them too.
How?
But I need to. Why I'm encouraging the women, just like the question you asked me. Some women believe that auto mechanic or some other job or being a female pilot is just for men.
For men, yeah.
Men alone. It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
You have the duty to break that jinx.
So
I have another question here. I say, Joy, how do you balance between leadership and submission? And he's talking about family setting because he says women in this kind of job that you do have issues with that, especially in Africa where the word submissive is hammered into their heads early in their life.
in fact, anybody that knows me, you tell you that I'm down to earth.
Okay. What does that mean, down to earth?
Down to earth, that I'm very humble.
Okay.
If you come to my workshop, you will never know I am the boss. You think I'm one of the staff because the way I relate with them, the way I relate with people, and I know all of that. And in some organization I belong to, I'm one of their leaders. Yes, in some of the organization I belong to. So I lead, and being a female mechanic doesn't take away that humility from me. Yeah.
Okay. So do you believe that, and that's another question, can you speak to how obligations in the home are to be handled? Is it the role of a successful woman to pick up bills at home?
A woman is supposed to be, you have to support your husband.
Just support?
You have to
but
support.
If you're in a position to pick up all the bills, is that okay? Would you be fine with that? I mean, somebody is asking, not me.
If you to be fine.
Yes.
So long
if you find yourself in a situation where, because you are the boss.
Yes.
LadyBenz
Why not?
mechanic.
Yes, I will.
So how does that play out? Then if you now assume those financial responsibilities, do you assume leadership to an authority?
No.
Okay.
It's not say I will not assume authority because I have the man who is the head. In as much as maybe I'm the breadwinner, I'm bringing money, I'm paying the bills, doesn't take away that humility, doesn't take away the fact that I'm a woman. So I need to be submissive to the man.
Okay.
Also.
Yes, I'm happy because we are discussing female mechanics today, but a lot of people are posing, and why they are throwing these questions to you, because you're a lady boss. Yeah. And if they see that you're assuming, or you've assumed leadership role, and you have ownership role, so they are wondering the balance between that and marriage and life and family, isn't it?
That doesn't take away the woman I am. That is how God made it. Women must be under men, no matter what. If you like, you can be the president, you can be anybody. You have to respect the men. Know that they are the head of the home. Okay,
there's another quote from some guy here. He says, the fastest route to poverty is marrying a woman who believes her family is your personal responsibility.
No, I don't get
Yes, how do you say to that?
That's not true. That's not true. Like I said, humility.
Humility is everything.
Yes.
So hard work, dedication, but based on humility.
Yes.
Okay. How do women handle perceived disrespect from female artisans in workshop, especially mechanic workshop? And he says it's a pervasive situation generally in workplace, and it is even more in your kind of situation. Do you understand the question, John? He said, how do women handle apparent and perceived disrespect from male artisans? So what he's saying here is that even though you're the lady boss, but generally even the guys under you still have tendency to want to disrespect a woman just because she's a woman.
You know, I haven't worked with men.
And are there consequences for that?
Yes, let me start from when I was working Mercedes-Benz.
Please give us that story.
I was the only female, so I work among men. Even when I was in school, you know, in mechanical engineering, I have few female in mechanical engineering. So, you know, what I do, I have to behave like them.
How do they behave?
I have to behave like them as a man. I keep away the fact
that the female attribute.
Yes, I behave like them so that I can blend.
So how do men behave? Can you, especially in those circumstances?
They will bully you. They want to, you know, sometimes they will kick you. In fact, when I resumed work in Mercedes-Benz, 2 weeks later, my MD called me to ask me, how do you cope with the guys in this workshop? I said, you should be asking the guys, how do they cope with me? He started laughing. Because why? I'm used to them. I behave like them. Then as a boss, that I have guys working with me. Like I say, I know how to manage guys. Sometimes they misbehave. Sure, most times they will misbehave, but I know how to I manage them seriously because men has been part of me right from time. So I know how they behave. I know how to handle them, and that has what has kept me going.
Yeah.
This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
Why do we have those categories in Mercedes-Benz? The E-Class, the C-Class, the E-Class, the S-Class, and then the G-Wagon. You know, going to brands now, it was a deliberate configuration. You know, the people who created Mercedes, they were not foolish. They know that there are demographics. They know that there are different in income levels. They know we have differences in aspirations. Therefore, they created C-Class, E-Class, S-Class, and then G-Wagon. What is the fundamental differences in these categories of Mercedes-Benz?
It depends. You know, those classes of Mercedes-Benz, they are being designed designed by different engineers. So, for instance, like G-Wagon now, it's an SUV.
Can we start from the C before we get to that G? Because
like the C-Class.
Yes.
C-Class are known to be sport cars.
Sports.
Yes.
Okay, they are sporty.
Yes, they are sporty.
Okay.
And they move very fast.
Okay, so do we have an age group, an age grade in mind when it was designed?
No, I don't think so.
Think?
Do you know the funniest
or gender?
No.
Okay.
In fact, even so, if you see the way older men they speed with cars. So it depends on interest. And C-Class is always very small.
So who should be buying the C-Class in your own experience? What do you advise?
Younger guys.
You see, that's what I asked. Because you could be 30.
Speed.
You'll be 30. You are more adventurous. You like speed. So you can buy the C-Class. You can afford it. You can. But if you make $1 million and your first Mercedes-Benz is a G-Wagon, is that appropriate?
No, it depends on choice.
Okay.
You know, some people believe that a G-Wagon is for the big guys, for the bigger guys. Let me put it that way.
Shouldn't it be so?
No.
Shouldn't it be for somebody who has seen it all, is now rewarding himself for hard work?
Yes.
I'm just asking.
Yes. You know, G-Wagon is like people that drive G-Wagon, they are people that are because even from the price alone of G-Wagon, you know that is for the higher class people, the high class men.
Okay.
You understand?
So we should leave it at that.
Yes, and again, G-Wagon, the way you maneuver with C-Class on the road, you can't do that with G-Wagon.
But people don't buy cars because they want to maneuver. It's more of prestige, isn't it?
Yes.
And differentiation.
Yes. If you drop G-Wagon here and drop a C-Class, people will respect the G-Wagon more than the C-Class because it's a prestigious car. You understand? Then for the E-Class, most men they prefer the E-Class.
The E-Class.
Yes, the E-Class. Yeah. Especially the older men, they prefer the E-Class.
Okay.
Yes, and then you have the S-Class. The S-Class too is also for the bigger boys.
Accomplished.
Yes. You understand? Because it's roomy. Yeah. And the design is exceptional.
It's lovely.
Yes.
So in terms of the mechanics, is there any real fundamental difference, say, between the C and the A-Class? In terms of the configuration, the mechanics in it?
Yes, you mean the mechanics?
I mean the configuration, you know, what the manufacturer Mercedes has put in there. Or is it all the same? It's just the C that makes the difference on the E?
No. They have different things. Like if you see an S-Class, only the dashboard alone, the way it's being designed, the body shape.
It's like a cockpit.
Yes, it's different. Then when you look at C-Class, you have this smaller nature. You have a small in nature. You understand? So when you see the E-Class, you see the same. Yeah,
but in terms of configuration, the sophistication of the engine.
No.
Is it different? Or they're all the same?
They are the same because one, you can have a 4-cylinder. Let me give you an example of the GLE, which is an SUV.
Okay.
So you can have a 274 engine in GLE. You can have it in C-Class. You understand? You can also have a 278 engine in G-Wagon. You can also have it in an S-Class, which is 8-cylinder. Let me put it that way. You can also have that same 4-cylinder you have in E-Class. You can have it in C-Class. So there's no difference. It's just the body shape, the interior that are different most times.
Okay.
This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
Do you feel the weight? You know, the burden is there? Because when you are popular, when you have adoration. When people have, they appreciate you. You have fan base that is big, But is there the short side of it? Is there the difficult side of it, or just do you enjoy being famous? If I can ask that question.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Okay.
I enjoy being famous.
But is there baggage that comes with that?
Not really. First,
but there's responsibility that comes with
responsibility, and again, it makes me, I'll have more clients.
Okay.
Yes.
It expands your clientele.
Yes,
base.
yes,
Okay.
it expands my clientele. Then it will also expose me to networking.
Okay.
You are network more.
But and it gives you opportunity for role modeling,
yes.
isn't it? So that people can see, because you are famous, you are on top of your game, you know what you are doing. So if you can become a role model, which I think you are to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that brings its own weight of dedication, because you have to be dedicated to the good things of life. And
of course, because people are watching me. Yes.
Because people are watching, isn't
of
it?
course.
Especially the young ones.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, a guy asked me, he said, I must ask you this question when I told him that Lady Joy is coming to the city and is going to be my guest. He says, just like the human being, if you mismanage the body, at some point it will be very unforgiving. So our cars equally very unforgiving when you mismanage them.
Of course.
So how does this translate?
Yeah, if you mismanage a car, first, the car can go beyond repair, and it was even when you want to repair it, you spend more money. But when you do, there's what we call preventive measures. You prevent the car going bad by you have your routine maintenance, you use the right spare parts, use the right mechanic, and fix your car when due. You understand? That will prevent this car for going bad, because you see some car, when you see, for instance, if you're driving a C-class now and you see another person driving some same C-class, you see how rickety that car is. You'll be wondering, is it not the same car that I'm driving? Why? Because this person doesn't have that maintenance culture. Doesn't listen to his car when there is a problem. He doesn't want to, or probably, I don't know, they don't want to fix their car or service these vehicles.
Okay, but some would argue that they bought the car when they had the means to take care of it in terms of maintenance. But as time went on, they don't quite have the means. What do you suggest people? Do they trade it in, or do they just keep managing?
No. Because just looking at things...
because when a Mercedes is in distress, it looks quite ugly, quite orange.
Yes, look quite well. I think I will advise you sell the car and buy the one you can maintain.
And downgrade, isn't it?
Yes, you can buy the one you can maintain. Instead
would you give that advice to your customer?
Of course, if at some point you cannot maintain a car, the best
and if the car is the type you repair, say a Mercedes,
yes,
would you give the advice to say, okay, can you sell this in and go to another category or brand of car that you can maintain?
Of course,
but that way you lose your clientele, isn't it?
No,
or you don't mind.
I'm not selfish. I'm not selfish.
Yes.
Sometimes when I see this car is actually eating money from the customer.
The car is riding the man now.
Yes,
and not the man riding the car.
Yes, I will tell the customer, please, I think it's the best thing is to sell this car. And sometimes, like, you want to buy a car and you call me, come and help me check the car. By the time I finish checking, I say, don't buy this car. You
can't deal with it.
Yes, because you're going to spend a lot of money. So why don't you leave the car and go for another one?
Okay.
So I don't look at that aspect of me losing customer. No. If I look at it, that means I'm selfish. I'm not thinking about the person. Walk a while in another person's shoe.
Abi?
Yes.
So now, because of the job you do, I'm sure you know a lot about endurance, and you're equipped to endure. Who is better equipped to endure? Is it the man or the woman?
The woman.
Why do you say so?
That's how God made us.
How did he make you have shock absorbers also?
Yes, we have shock absorbers.
Men don't have shock absorbers.
That's why a woman can multitask.
Okay, men can't.
No.
Okay.
Women can multitask. You see a woman, she's pregnant, she's taking care of the children, she's cooking, she's a working class woman. She do everything at the same time. But a man cannot multitask.
Even when conditions,
most times, yes.
When circumstances force them to do, because I've seen circumstances force them to do it.
When you see a man that multitasks, the man will be very aggressive.
What makes him aggressive? So he brings some kind of adrenaline.
Yes, you have a lot of pressure. You see the man acting funny, before you say anything, he will yell at you. He snaps, he snaps, and But if he's a woman, she will endure it. Even when there's no food in the house, she will endure it. Even when there's nothing, you will hardly know that there's nothing there. But if he's a man, he will escalate it.
From all you know, having worked with cars for over 20, 21 years now. So is a Mercedes a man or a woman?
Mercedes-Benz, a man, a woman. Mercedes-Benz is a woman.
Because you can endure, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's long lasting.
It's long lasting. To be honest with you, Mercedes, that's why they say we have two vehicles in the world, Mercedes-Benz and others. Let me tell you something. You know, some people will say, oh, Mercedes-Benz is expensive to maintain. It's not true. The reason is this. Buy a Mercedes-Benz shock absorber, original one, not China, and fix it in your car.
What is your problem with China? Because this is the third time you're mentioning China. What's the problem?
No, it's not that we have some good China parts. Okay. To be honest with you, then we have a lot of aftermarket. We call them aftermarket spare parts.
What does that mean?
People that imitate the original.
Oh, there are people who deliberately go and manufacture an imitation of the original.
Yes.
And it's quite close.
Yes.
In terms of quality.
Yes, there are some that are quite close. We call those one non-star. While the original, we call them star.
Okay.
There's Mercedes-Benz star. You understand? So when you fix the original spare parts on your car, let me give you an example. You fix for Mercedes-Benz, maybe you might buy it for 50,000 for instance. You buy that Toyota home for 10,000. I tell you, you will use that Mercedes-Benz own before you fix again. The person that fixed Toyota might have replaced his or her own about 3 or 4 times. That's the truth. Really? It's not because I'm fixing Mercedes-Benz. That's to tell you how good Mercedes-Benz.
This is The Discourse with Dr. Ken.
How has this whole fate and your marriage, so to say, with Mercedes gone so far? Do you feel fulfilled?
Yes. I feel fulfilled. Sometimes people will ask me, why do you specialize on Mercedes-Benz? It's because I love their technology, to be honest with you. Their technology is a top-notch. Okay? And you can see thousands of other mechanics, but you have few of Mercedes-Benz specialists.
Why is it so?
Why? Because Mercedes-Benz is more complicated in terms of repair. So I need some.
Is it so with all German cars or just Mercedes?
I think it's with Mercedes or all German cars. Let me put it up. But let me talk about the one I fix.
And you know?
Yeah, I know. Because it takes somebody who is, you need to train on them. If not, you mess up with the cars. That's why you see some mechanics that say they do all cars. When they call us to help them in Mercedes-Benz, you see there is a very small thing. Do you understand? A very small thing that and when you fix it, it look as if you did magic. I did not do magic. It's just like something that I'm trained for. And that's why I decided it's better to specialize on. When you specialize on Mercedes-Benz, you see yourself doing better than when you do all. So Mercedes-Benz is more complicated when in terms of fixing. So you need somebody who have full knowledge of Mercedes-Benz to actually fix a Mercedes-Benz car and fix it well, not guesswork. That's why we have different diagnostic machine for Mercedes. So like the diagnostic machine I use is strictly for Mercedes-Benz cars. And that's what will give me the exact problem, that will give me the history of the vehicle. Yes.
I'm sure you have special affinity for this brand of vehicle. When you drive on the road and the Mercedes goes past, I'm sure you take a look at it, isn't it?
Of course. And when you are driving Mercedes-Benz, drive another car, you see the difference is clear.
There's a difference, isn't it?
Yes, there's difference.
Is it in terms of feel or the mechanics or the feedback?
Feel. In terms of feel, in terms of stability, like what we have in Mercedes is called ESP. That is the ESP, that is stability program in Mercedes-Benz is super. That's why some people will tell you Mercedes-Benz doesn't somersault. Because the stability I don't think any car have beat Mercedes-Benz.
Really?
Yes, in terms of stability.
So if a young man is looking for a wife, so he should look for the qualities of a Mercedes in a woman. Find the Mercedes in a woman. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, find the Mercedes.
What are those qualities?
Durability.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Find the Mercedes in a woman.
Yes, durability, beauty, just name it. And
reliability.
Reliability.
Fantastic. So That's good. It's good. So you trained outside of Nigeria. When I read your profile, you've been to Germany and you've been to Georgia.
Yes, I've been to Germany. I've been to Georgia, Mercedes over there. Yes, and I also trained here too because we have the white men here too.
Okay, I wanted to ask you your experience when you went to Germany.
In fact, when I went to Germany, let me even start from when I went to Mercedes-Benz, Georgia. So each time we go for the training, you see me, I'm everywhere. Electric, I am there. Brake system, I am there. At some point, they say, why are you? I say, in my country, we do everything. You never see.
Yes, you're jack of all trades.
I'm jack of all trades. You know, they were, so in fact, at some point, they even offered me a job there. Okay. I said, no. What I have, let me go and give it back to my country.
Your people, yeah.
Yes, my people in my country. So they offer me jobs so many times there. So and sometimes, most times, yes, I will be the only woman. Yes.
So, but from your experience there when you were training, what did you see in terms of culture? Are they more hardworking? Are they more dedicated? Are they smarter than the people you see in Nigeria?
Yes, they are dedicated. They are smart. But I wouldn't say that they are smarter than us.
Okay, so what's the difference?
It's just that that dedication, and they are more focused.
More focused?
Yes,
okay.
They are more focused. They don't look at the monetary aspect of it first. But here, people will look at the monetary aspect of it. It's just like when you call somebody to come and train. Within 1 year, the person has started looking at how to make money instead of thinking about how to know the job.
There's a reason for that. Because those countries, if you take Germany, they have safety net, better economy that provides them safety net, basic things of life. Here, if you don't hustle, if you don't look for that extra,
but you need to know, you need to have the knowledge. You are saying
get the knowledge first.
Get the knowledge first.
Be calm.
Yes.
Be patient. Get the knowledge, and then the rest will take care of itself.
I remember when I got the job newly in Mercedes-Benz, my salary was like how much? I think 4-5. Okay. And my husband said, "No, why would you go?" I say, "See, I want to do this. Forget about the money. What matters is the at the end of the day, the knowledge you acquire is more than the money." And that's what has kept me today to run my own workshop. If I don't be patient and acquire the knowledge, I don't think I will be where I am today.
Fantastic. So as we're rounding up, Joy, by the way, there are a lot of messages here, but I can't take all of them. So at some point before the year rounds up, I would have spoken to Mercedes to sponsor that particular episode, and I will bring you back for a part 2, isn't it? So we're rounding up now. Do you have your proverb for the week and then your music for the week you want to share with me and our listeners?
Okay.
Because I can read here, you're from Kano East Local Government of Enugu State. By the way, what is it about Enugu women? People claim they are very resourceful. Do you agree with that?
Yes, they are very resourceful.